video, we are going to be doing a what sold video of everything that sold this past week. Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Shay. I am a full-time reseller.
Hi, I'm Tyler. I'm a part-time reseller.
We have had summer slowdown sales,
It's been a little bit brutal, honestly.
Yeah, but these sales are pretty interesting. There's a lot of resales, things that sold and then came back, and then there's a really annoying sale that we need to tell you about because everyone needs to be aware that this can happen. It's just frustrating. But before we get straight into it, he does have a t-shirt.
I do have a shirt. What the fork? And honestly, it's the perfect t-shirt for this video.
All right, so do we want to get straight into the video?
Before we jump into it, I do have a thank you.
He does.
So I want to say thank you to our newest channel member, Melissa. I'll pop her name up on the screen. Again, we've said this a bunch of times, but we can't tell you how much it means to us anytime one of you chooses to subscribe. And as a member, it's the most amazing thing, and it just gets us one step closer to our dream of me coming home.
It does. And now, because we have 8 of you, there you can see that right on our homepage of our channel if you are on a PC. So make sure that you check that out. If you want your little bubble to show up, then it's $1 a month. And in 2 members, we will be adding a Facebook group. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so much fun to get to talk to you guys, see all your content, all of that. So if you want to do that, $1 a month and you can become a channel member. So the first item on the list is this Lily Pulitzer Westport Maxi dress. It sold on eBay for $55. This item originally sold a while ago. The person returned it just because it didn't fit, which I hate
it happens. Fit, but that's eBay, unfortunately.
That's selling clothing online, right? It's hard to tell what fits, but it sold again. So the reason we picked this dress up is, first of all and foremost, because it's a maxi dress. And if you're looking to get into dresses and you want to know where to start at maxi dresses. That is where you're going to get the most bang for your buck, and Lily Pulitzer is no exception. Normally for Lily, we are looking for colors. I'm talking dopamine dressing colors, like all over the place. This is not that. This is navy blue and embroidered.
It's not the oh my God, you have to look at me now, kind of be the center of attention, loud print dress.
No, but it is a maxi. So I think the maxi is what sold it. I do think if it was loud, it would have gotten more money than $55. But I'm still happy with that. And I think that this type of dress does pretty well across the board, no matter what type of brand. So make sure you're looking at those maxi dresses.
So the next item is actually an item that I picked up. It's part of a video that we're going to be doing at a later time. We're running a bit of an experiment. Spoilers.
Stay tuned.
So please come back for that video. This is going to be an Xbox One game. It's Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I picked this up because I recognize the game. I actually own it, and I've played it a few times. I have not beaten the game. Side note. So I picked this up and scanned it because it was sealed in package, and anytime you find a sealed game that has not been opened, that is worth the once over. People have more confidence in sealed games being undamaged and playable. Same for DVDs. So anything that is sealed, that is an extra premium that you can get. This sold on eBay for $19.87. Sold next day, so right away.
Okay, so the next item is Lululemon Warp Stream pants. Now again, this is a resale. So this previously sold, but we had to cancel it because we found a flaw when packaging. It also got interest from somebody else who wanted the item, but wanted me to say that they could remove a stain that we tried to remove and couldn't remove. It was a whole debacle.
It felt like entrapment, honestly.
It really did. So thankfully, it sold to somebody else for $40. I will say for Lululemon, if you find men's Lululemon pants, pick them up. Pretty much across the board, pick them up, especially if you can get them for under $10. They seem to go way faster than women's Lululemon for me, and they tend to be a higher price point. So men's Lululemon, I love you. I will always pick you up. I recommend very much.
So this sold for $40 with a disclosed minor stain on the front of the pants, and hopefully the person read the description, but even damaged, they're going to go for higher money than regular Lululemon for the men's. So men's all the way.
Men's all the way. Up next?
So up next is another resold item.
It feels like the week of resolds.
It really does. So these were a pair of Hoka running shoes. They were the
Stinson ATR5.
So they were sold the first time. They came back. The person wasn't happy with our description on eBay, where they felt that the tread was more worn than they were hoping for, and there was some peeling on the side. That was all disclosed. We have a record of our description. We accepted the return anyway, and they sold again. The person that bought them the second time has rated them and mentioned the peeling again, which was already clearly disclosed. Sometimes it's just, you're never going to win with the description on eBay, and people are not going to be happy.
Yeah, so I will pull up on the screen the feedback that we got, as well as our description, so you can see how exactly what they mentioned in their feedback is mentioned in the description. Sometimes it doesn't matter. I will say, to avoid that, if you can do it, I will mark in the title that there is a flaw if I can fit it. In this scenario, I was not able to fit flaw. I had too many keywords and things that I had in there. But if you can fit that, that does seem to help a bit. But still, people don't read.
Yeah,
it just
people don't notice it. The best course of action is to under promise and over deliver. So if you are exaggerating and highlighting things, then someone comes back at you, you're better off to say, well, it was very clearly noted. I'm sorry that you're not happy.
Right, which is exactly what I did. The next item is actually something else that he picked up. Now, this was before our experiment, so when you watch the experiment video and you think, oh, this must be where it started, it's where our idea came from. But this was Near Dark. It's a vampire movie, and it sold for $22.87 the same day. Now, why did you pick this up?
So I picked it up because it's a movie that I'd never heard of. I watch a lot of movies, and it stars Bill Paxton. He has a bit of a cult following. I believe he was in Twister and a bunch of other movies. Anytime you have a reasonably well-known actor in a movie you've never heard of, I will generally always look that up just to see if there is a higher demand than a normal blockbuster movie. Anything that's harder to find is generally worth picking up. So if you've never heard of it, it's worth a look.
The next item is an Ibex merino wool short sleeve top. Now this one I actually purchased on my birthday. We went to my favorite town ever and went to a little tiny thrift there. And this was on the clearance rack. So I was pretty excited about it. It sold for $40. I think it took about 2 weeks to sell, which is not a lot of time in the resale world, if you know. And I will say any performance merino wool, pretty much across the board, you're going to want at the minimum look up. So I'm talking Icebreaker, I'm talking Ibex.
It's essentially an unconditional buy because they will sell.
Even with holes.
Holes in them, flaws, stains, anything. The people that are looking for this are your hikers and activewear people. They're wearing it out in the woods. They don't really care that it has a few minor cosmetic problems. They're gonna wear it because it's gonna keep them warm and keep them on the hiking trail.
Yes, absolutely. So this was Ibex, sold for $40 and actually had no flaws, which is a miracle, but definitely recommend performance merino wool.
So next is a pair of jeans that are a staple for us to pick up. A brand is Everlane, sold for $43. Now that sell price is a little bit higher than we normally get for Everlane, so we're happy with that. I'm not going to complain.
No, I'm not going to complain about a higher sell price. Typically for us, Everlane sells in around the $30 range, so I like to keep my price point for Everlane around the $5 range if I can, just because it is selling for a little bit lower price. But hey, when people come along and they spend $43, I'm here for it.
I think at the $30 mark, which is our average, you're okay even stretching it up to around $7 or $8 at a push. But that's really our breaking point, I think, in the store.
Yeah. And I don't really have specifics on what I look for when it comes to Everlane. I really just kind of get what I can as long as it's a low price, because Everlane's a pretty strong brand across the board. It just doesn't have a super high sell price. So I just say pick up Everlane, look it up, and see what you can get for it. All right, so the next item we have is a Kiel James Patrick Christmas sweater dress. It was a green tartan plaid dress. It's super cute. This sold for $53. This actually was a pretty low price point for this brand. We are out of season. We're still in summer right now, and I send off lower offers. I do 30, 40, 50. We have a video covering exactly how I run my sales. So this definitely got one of those lower price points for it. But this brand has done great for us. We found a whole stockpile in a honey hole of ours, and they've all been going quite well. And even the things that haven't sold have a lot of watchers, a lot of likes. So if you can find this brand, we will try and give you a picture of the tag so you can see what it looks like, because I'm sure it's not a brand you've heard of a lot, and you should definitely look it up if you find it. And if it's a sweater or a dress, pick it up. Across the board, just grab it.
Grab it. It is a bolo, and it will sell. It's going to be on one of our 100% sell-through videos.
For sure.
Very short order. All of the stuff seemingly will go fast. So the next item on our list is a brand we've found a handful of times. It's Hatch, which is a maternity brand. Sold pretty quickly within a week or two for $44. And in our experience, that's typically about average. It sells pretty quickly. anytime we do find it, which is not often.
Yeah, we don't find a lot of maternity clothing. For one reason, I never look in the maternity section. I don't think I actually have ever looked in the maternity section. Now, Hatch does often get put in the regular, clothing section. This was in the regular dresses section because it just said size small. It is small maternity, and make sure when you're listing maternity clothing that you put it in the maternity section because that's what people who are looking for maternity clothing are looking in. But it just said size small, so the thrift store didn't know, and I just knew because I knew the brand. But yeah, so this is a great brand. You're going to find, it just says Hatch on a black little tag. It's super simple to look at, but sells great. So make sure that you grab it if you find it.
All right, what's the next one?
The next one. The next one is drama. Okay, the next one is St. John. Okay, we love St. John here. We are St. John stans. We have a whole video on unboxing a large St. John haul. We love them. This was just a green fitted dress. It wasn't the typical Santana knit, which is what we normally look for, but it was $5 at the thrift store, so you can't leave St. John behind for $5. That's not like a thing you can do.
Surely not a real green dress. That's cruel.
Oh boy, that's in the video now. So we had to pick this up, and it sold for $76, which sounds great, right? 5 into 76, like, yes, sign me up. However, do you want to, I can't do it.
So the 76 was a half off offer that you had sent out as part of your sales, as you do. And it was purchased immediately after somebody else sent you an offer just out of the blue at 130 while we were sleeping. It was probably 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yes.
Our time. And the person that received the 50% offer was notified, and they snatched it up real quick. They didn't even think about it. They just hit buy. And you are out the $50.
Yes. So it's a really cool feature that Poshmark introduced where they do notify people if an offer has been put in on an item that they like. I don't know if they're notified of the price. I doubt it. But they're just notified that there's an offer in, so they got to grab it quickly if they can. But I was asleep, so I lost $50 while sleeping.
You snooze, you lose.
I guess that is the moral of this story. So if you didn't know and you wanted to know, don't leave offers while you're sleeping out that you might be unhappy if you took, I guess. Yikes. All right, so the next one?
So the next one is a Disney sweatshirt. It sold for really decent money, $37. It had a pastel imprint. It's from the Disney parks, I believe.
Yes.
It's very reminiscent of Y2K because it's that whole vibe of the pastels and
it's the vibes.
Yeah,
it's the vibes. Yeah.
So I know what I'm talking about.
So for Disney, I am always looking for Disney parks or Disney vintage. I kind of scrolled through my Disney the other day just to kind of see what I have. I noticed that for my vintage, it's all men's across the board. I only have vintage men. Don't know what's going on. And then for my Disney parks, I have both men and women, but much more men. Again, I don't know. But this was a woman's sweatshirt, and the person actually left us a rating saying, such an amazing sweater, I'm in love, which always makes things so much better. You're like, I'm so glad I gave them a deal because they appreciate this item. So if you're not picking up Disney parks, you probably should be.
Always pick up the parks. Next item sold as a bundle, and it sold this bundle for you.
Yeah.
Because the other item is not particularly special. So this was a find that we had on one of our Tuesday live videos.
Yeah, if you don't come, why? Like,
show up for our lives. It's a great time. Shameless plug. This was an Ed Hardy scarf you found at one of the local Goodwills. This is right after you found the Hermes scarf.
Yeah, so maybe I was intentionally looking. I don't know.
Yeah, she was definitely looking through the scarves. The person who bought it basically buy one, get one, sold for $35, and was raving about the scarf when they rated you. So it was certainly worth the pickup for Ed Hardy. It is hot right now. It will sell and sell pretty quick.
Yeah, Ed Hardy right now is doing amazing. If you can find Ed Hardy bikinis, that's even better money. Definitely pick up Ed Hardy. Everything's doing great. Before we get into the last item, because I know you have another one, I did want to say I've noticed about 50% of our viewers are not subscribed. So I just want to take a quick moment to say if you're not subscribed but you love the content, please make sure that you subscribe. And anybody who is watching the video, leave us a comment down below of your favorite things that we mentioned in the video, things that you've learned, all that type of stuff. All of that really, really, really helps our channel and lets us know that we're doing content that you enjoy so that we keep doing that, and give us a big thumbs up. And honestly, if it's a content that you would prefer not to see more of, leave that as a comment too. We need to know what you guys like. So definitely do that for us. But you do have one more, and it's for the people out there who enjoy the media content.
So this is another one that we picked up as part of our experiment.
You're really plugging that in.
Yes, that's going to be a future video. The results are going to be surprising because they were surprising to us.
Yeah, it took a left turn.
So this was another game. This is a vintage game. It was for the original Xbox, so it's well over 20 years old now. It was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. I picked this up because in my experience and practice, Star Wars is a big franchise. I don't think that surprises anyone.
Oh, wow. I'm so surprised. I didn't even know.
Their older games have been much better received across the board. They're still sought after. People are still playing them. They kind of sold out a little bit to the corporate side of things for the newer games, looking at you, EA. So the newer games, not so valuable. You're looking for the older indie or just older video games that you can find, especially things that are popular like Star Wars.
Yeah, and now this sold next day for 18 and change, I believe.
1850.
Yeah, so we'll take that all day, every day. We also find that when we post this type of stuff and it sells next day like that, we get increased traffic. So win, win, win. Definitely will take that. So that is everything for this week. Those were the most exciting, entertaining, or thought-provoking sales for the week. The boring stuff we cut out because who wants to watch the boring stuff? But that is everything we have. We do have another video coming soon that's going to be a haul video. And I know, not everyone loves hauls, but this is insane.
Oh, it's probably the best haul you've ever done.
You need to see, there's so many brands in here that you need to know if you don't already. They're not just your typical brands. We're not talking Free People and Anthro. We're not, I promise you. So make sure you come for that. It'll be there soon. Click that notification bell and the new video will be out very soon. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you all for watching.